Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for another pick a card reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and the topic for today's reading is going to be your next job. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is getting some qualities and characteristics of the next role or job that you will be sliding into coming into the future, okay? This is a really popular video on my channel. I've done, I think, 2 of these videos so far, and I think they do really well because I know there's a lot of us out there that are currently looking for new work, or wanting new roles, maybe doing like a complete, career change or career pivot in some form or fashion. So my goal with this reading is to just help you guys gain a little bit of clarity and insight into what the next job will be and when it's potentially coming in for you. So just keep in mind, you guys, these readings are general in nature. So some messages may resonate very specifically with you while others may not. Just use your intuition to discern what's for you and what isn't. There's a lot of people that view these readings, so it's possible that not every single specific message will apply to your scenario. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. This reading is also timeless, so whenever you guys feel guided to view this video, that means there's likely a message there for you. So whether you're watching this the day that I upload it or a year from the day that I uploaded it, if you're guided to view it, go ahead and open it up because there is likely a message here for you. So if you guys want to see what the qualities and characteristics are of your next job, plus when it's happening for you, definitely want to continue watching, and let's go ahead and get into our card selection. So we're working with 3 piles today. Starting on the left, we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Center your energy. Think about your next job and when it's coming in for you. Go ahead and select the card or the crystal you're feeling the most intuitively guided to. And once you've made your selection, you can locate the timestamp for your selected reading in the description box down below. See you there. Hey there, pile 1. If you guys selected this little rose quartz palm stone, this will be your reading all about your next job. So I'm going to start off, the majority of this reading is going to be getting into the qualities and characteristics of the job. And then at the end of the reading, we're going to pull some time frames for you so you can see potentially when it's coming in for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So we start off with a 6 of Swords. We have a Knight of Wands. And we have a Queen of Pentacles. Awesome. Okay, so right off the bat, pile 1, I see a lot of movement in this job. The 6 of Swords and the Knight of Wands are both talking about like travel. So I definitely think that whatever this role is, there could be an element of traveling to it. The 6 of Swords also talks about like helping someone or helping yourself into calmer waters. So I almost feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe you're currently in a role that feels really rocky or that's tumultuous and you're wanting to get out. So I'm seeing this as being like a sign that your next job is going to feel like smooth sailing for you. But I also see this as a potential energy of you guys helping yourself or others that are in sort of those tumultuous situations and helping them to do better, helping them to move into a place of peace. The Knight of Wands, again, very action-oriented, definitely indicates movement and travel. But I also feel like there's an element of this job that you guys are going to be feeling really, really excited about. There's a lot of excitement coming through here, a lot of passion coming through here, and also potentially a lot of creativity. So if those of you out there are wanting a role where you get to kind of flex your creative muscles, I definitely see that there's a creative element to this job for you. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I definitely feel that this is going to be a role where you guys are going to have a lot of responsibility. I think of a Queen of Pentacles as being like very responsible. You may have a lot of different people, places, things, whatever it is that you're responsible for. Maybe you're going to be a manager or a leader of some sort. But I also see this as a really good sign for your finances with this job. Queen of Pentacles is telling me that you guys are going to be feeling very comfortable financially, very stable for some of you. This could be like some sort of like a new beginning for you guys, like maybe a job or a career path that's just totally different from what you're doing right now. I'm also seeing the rabbit here, which is making me think of fertility. Again, kind of going back to that creativity. Yes. Let's get a couple more cards. Let's just keep going and just kind of see what else comes through about your job. So we have the mediator coming in. That's cool. We also have the visionary. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, I definitely think that you guys are in a role. It's so funny with that mediator because that's kind of the vibe I was getting with that Six of Swords. Like this mediator energy is about helping people or helping situations that are maybe a little bit just going through like a tough time, or maybe like there's friction involved and you're here to help kind of like smooth sailing, like calm the waters. So this talks about gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So yes, you guys are definitely doing something where you're helping people come to an agreement, or you're helping to smooth things over, like facilitating that dialogue between different parties to help come to common grounds, if you will. And I think that like it's the card is talking about, there probably is going to have to be sort of like strategy involved for you to be able to do that. Maybe this is something that you guys just naturally are talented at, is just like relationship building and being strategic, you know, helping smooth things over, if you will. We also have the visionary card coming in. So this is talking about the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So I think that this group, you guys are very intuitive. Some of you may actually be like psychic or have psychic abilities. This could literally be talking about maybe an aspect of the role for some of you is using your psychic gifts and abilities. Maybe some of you guys are psychics and that's what this job is talking about. But for others, what I see this visionary is more about like kind of being able to see into the future from like a planning perspective, like being able to have the foresight to sort of predict what we need to do in the present that's going to be the best outcome for all. So I think in this job, you guys are going to have to be very forward thinking. And I also think that you will be someone championing ideas that are maybe a little bit different, maybe a little bit creative, maybe a little bit different from your peers, because of the fact that like, you know that it's going to help in the long run, if that makes sense. I also see you guys as showing up as being very innovative in this job, very innovative, just really thinking outside the box. Okay, so let's continue. So we have the Fool, new beginnings. Awesome. We also have the Eight of Swords. This is talking about trapped in fear. So I definitely was picking up that this is something that feels a little bit new and different to some of you out there. You know, the Fool energy is typically when we are literally leaping into something new and we're kind of at that beginner level. So that's really exciting. I think for some of you, if you've wanted a new beginning, if you've wanted something different in your career, this is definitely telling me that there's this energy of like being totally in like the learning zone and just like taking that leap of faith into something totally new and different. And you guys are definitely showing up as having the skills and abilities needed to be able to succeed. With trapped in fear coming in, a lot of times with this Eight of Swords, this is talking about like feeling trapped in our own mind. Like we are putting blockages, mental blockages up that aren't even really there in reality. So for some of you, this could be like a little bit of like imposter syndrome that you're struggling with when you first get into this job, because maybe even though you're seen as being really qualified and you're seen as a top performer and having the skills needed to get the job done, maybe for you, because this is something new where you're learning new skills or doing something that you've never done before, maybe you're struggling a little bit here in the beginning to like really feel like you belong or to really feel like confident in yourself. Now for others of you, I'm seeing this Eight of Swords is going back to this mediator, Six of Swords energy of like you helping others that are maybe trapped in fear or trapped in their own circumstances, helping to guide and navigate people out of these things. Maybe some of you guys are working with people who struggle with like mental illnesses or blockages in some way as well. Let's continue. Ooh, so we have the Door to Spirit. going back to that visionary, there's definitely a spiritual element to this role. So for some of you, this is definitely like a role where you will be tapping into your psychic gifts or your spiritual gifts or using your spirituality to help guide you through. For others of you, I do feel like the door to spirit is telling you that there have been signs that will be leading you up to this job, right? So this job doesn't feel like it's something that's just going to like fall out of the sky. It doesn't feel like it's something that's going to come out of nowhere. But it also may not be something that comes in a super obvious manner to you, because signs from spirit are definitely things that we have to pay close attention to, and you have to really be tapped into your intuition to pick up the signs, right? So just to give you guys an example, maybe you start seeing like a certain synchronicity that leads you toward this job, like a number synchronicity or a certain type of animal spirit. Maybe it's like a dove for some of you, because there's a dove here. Maybe a sign is you've applied for different jobs and doors keep closing at those different jobs. Those doors closing are just spirit redirecting you to the job that you're supposed to be in, right? So for those of you who chose pile 1, I would definitely be looking for signs from spirit and really trying to decipher like what those signs are trying to tell you, because I feel like this is what's going to lead you to this role. We have clouded. This talks about not on the same wavelength, mixed signals, uncertainty. Step away from the fog or get lost in it. Yes. So again, this is like a twofold energy. Like I see this as talking about, again, like in this job, I feel like you guys are helping people that are in cloudy or murky situations to navigate out of that, right? You're helping people to get on the same page with that mediator energy. Helping people to kind of like feel more sure about what they're doing. But I also, again, see this kind of pairing it with that the more recent message we talked about with Door to Spirit. Like, if you guys are feeling clouded about your career right now, or you're feeling unsure about where it's going and you're wanting a new role, but it seems like things aren't aligning for you as fast as you would like, I think that this clouded message is talking about the need to tap into spirit, like to tap into the signs and the synchronicities that you've been getting. For some of you, it might do you some good to sort of like, if you've been like applying and just really like pushing yourself out there, it might be actually good for you to take a week off or something, like a week of just relaxation to clear your mind and to really like look at the things that are coming to you. Because when we're in that action mode all the time, when we're looking for jobs, you know, sometimes we miss the signs that we're supposed to be getting. We're missing messages because we're so focused on action. And so sometimes when you like lean back and don't take any action for like a week, you'll be surprised at the different things that you notice that you didn't notice before. So that's just a message for someone out there. All right, so let's take a look at time frames. So these time frames will basically channel when you're likely to slide into this new job. So keep in mind, you guys, a lot of people watch these videos, so some of these time frames may resonate specifically to when you're going to get the job. Some of these time frames may just be like when you're getting the interview. Just kind of like take it with a grain of salt, right? This will just give you a roundabout time. So we have the message of January. So I'm recording this in December. So for some of you, this is actually coming around the corner really soon in the month of January. And then we also have Pisces season coming in. So yeah, it looks like pretty clear that for those of you that selected pile 1, this new role is being presented to you in like the early part of the year. So January, February time frame, and March, a little bit of March as well. So this looks really good, pile 1. Definitely drop me a comment down below and let me know how this resonated. Is this the type of job you've been applying for? Is this the type of job you want? Keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you guys selected this stone here, this will be your reading all about your next job. So let's go ahead and see what's coming in for you. And make sure you guys stay till the end, because at the end I'm going to be channeling time frames for you. So starting off with the tarot for pile 2. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Queen of Swords. I love this for you. Okay. So I definitely, just looking at these cards, I definitely feel like this job is something that is going to help you guys move on. Like, this is something that is I feel like really going to set you up for success for your future, like your long-term future, getting into this job. All of our characters are facing to the right, which for me symbolizes the future. So this job is going to help you guys stay very future forward, future oriented. You guys also have the Knight of Pentacles here. So I definitely think that this is a job where you are going to be able to build financial stability and build financial wealth. When you guys first get into it, I'm wondering if for some of you, the money might not be as much as you want, but it'll still be good. Like you'll be comfortable and there's going to be room to grow here. Okay. I feel like you guys are doing like really steady and stable work in this job. Like the Knight of Pentacles is feeling like it's a very practical energy. Like this is going to be the type of work that's not super fast paced, I would say, but it's just steady and it's necessary and it's needed type of work. So, I mean, when I think of that, I think of like the types of jobs that we need as a society to keep society functioning. I do see with the Ace of Wands that there is going to be an element of creativity to this job as well. So if you're worried about it being boring, I definitely don't think it's going to be boring. I think with the Ace of Wands, this is an energy of excitement. This is an energy of passion. And it's also about like you all being able to make it into what you want, because aces talk about potential energy, right? And potential energy doesn't go anywhere unless we do something with that potential. So I think as you guys get into this job, you're going to start to see that there are ways that if you want to, if you act on it, you can create excitement and you can create creativity with it. Queen of Swords coming in is telling me some of you guys actually might be managers or leaders at this job. Maybe you're leading other people, or maybe you're just like someone of importance, someone that's in charge. I kind of feel like you guys might be in a place where you're someone that's needed to make decisions. Queen of Swords is like a very kind of like logical, fair-minded sort of energy. It's also an energy of clear communication and being direct. So if there's like scenarios coming up in this job where tough decisions are needed to be made, I definitely see that you will be a person that's looked upon to make those choices and to make sure that you're being fair to yourself, but also fair for everyone else that is involved here. So let's continue with some of these cards. Ooh, okay, so we have the Destroyer coming in, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. This makes sense with that Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords is like, this is someone who is like cutting out what no longer serves. So if you guys are like working for an organization, you're working for yourself, whatever this new job is for you, like I feel like you guys are being called into it to be able to sort of like purge the situation of old energies that are no longer serving anymore. And you definitely are coming through as having the skills to be able to do it. Queen of Swords is like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's air sign energy, and air signs are really known for being good communicators. And especially a Gemini energy is really good at kind of getting to the heart of the matter, getting to the truth, because we're a very curious energy. I'm a Gemini, so I can understand this. So it's like you're using that curiosity to really get to the heart of what's going on in your workplace and cutting out, like trimming the fat, so to speak. We also have Samaritan, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So yeah, I think kind of going back to that Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like the Queen of Swords, again, they're fair and balanced. So like where there's going to be an element to this job where you guys are cutting things out that no longer serve and maybe causing a little bit of a disruption because of this, there's also this fair-mindedness of like taking care of people, right? Taking care of those who need it. It's just about making those balanced decisions here. But this card also talks about, you know, being of a helping hand to others, which I kind of see with this Knight of Pentacles. Like maybe some of you guys are doing this work in your local community. Maybe this work is something that helps to benefit, you know, your fellow citizens wherever you live, which is kind of why I was feeling with that Knight of Pentacles. It's like, this feels very much like a job that we would need in our society to like support the society, to keep society functioning, if you will. All right. we have the Magician card, awareness. And we also have the Temperance card, patience. Yes. Yeah, like that Temperance card, this is really interesting with like the Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Like these energies here are kind of like opposite, right? Temperance is talking about patience because we're alchemizing something. It's like we're needing to take different energies and sort of blend them together successfully. And that takes time and that takes patience and it takes care, right? Being able to pay attention to your surroundings and know when to rock the boat versus when not to rock the boat. This too, look, this card, there's something here in their hand, and I'm seeing like this flower kind of blooming out of their chest area. So again, I think this is taking me back to that Ace of Wands, that seed of potential. Like there's definitely a lot of potential in this role for you to grow and build on your career over time and set yourself up for that future success, but it will take time. It will take patience. It's going to take you guys, I think, really learning the ropes and really understanding deeply what you're doing. You have the Magician card here as well. So this is all about like, this talks about awareness. So I think for some of you, this is kind of tying back into that Queen of Swords energy of like, you guys are going to be needing to like really tap into your mind in this role and be very fair and logical and balanced and aware of the entirety of the situation, because we have like the third eye crown chakra being highlighted here in this card. This is about like seeing the spiritual side of it or seeing the bigger picture of something before we just go in and start making changes. The Magician card also talks about your skills. So I think in this role, a lot of you guys are building skills for the future, which makes sense with the Knight, because the Knight, we have to remember, they're on the journey to being the King of Pentacles, right? But they still have a little bit of learning and building to do before they're going to be able to be the King of Pentacles. So I think that this job for many of you is going to help you to build your skill set and perfect your skill set so that you can then manifest something even bigger for your future. We also have the Angel of Strength. So this card is all about taking initiative and taking control, taking charge of your situation. So for some of you, I'm seeing this as a message of like, this is the energy that's needed as you are applying for jobs, as you're looking for jobs. I definitely feel like this role is coming to you because you've been actively putting in the work to look for it and to go after it. I don't think that this is a job that's just going to like fall out of the sky. Maybe for some of you it will, but this is definitely a message of like needing to have the courage and the confidence to take control of your own situation and go after what it is that you want, okay? And then for others of you, this is also talking about an aspect of this role where it's like you will need to be able to use courage and strength to be able to make the daily moves that you need to make with regard to where you're working. When I think of strength can be, you know, it can come in a lot of different forms. Like strength can be talking about like showing courage. Strength is also talking about knowing when to hold back, right? And it's interesting you guys have this juxtaposition between the Destroyer and the Samaritan, because the Samaritan is more of like this energy of, you know, doing good and maybe like not holding back, but you're more balanced in this energy, where the Destroyer is like, I'm going to let it all out. I've got to let it go. So I definitely think that you're going to need the courage to make necessary big changes in this job. But you're also going to need the courage to know, like the discipline to know when to turn that off so that you can move into this Samaritan energy as well. We also have the number 7. So this is a spiritual lesson for a lot of you guys, either the road to applying to this job or the job itself. You're learning something very important from this role, and you are getting a spiritual upgrade. Like this is definitely a job that's going to help you guys grow spiritually. This card also talks about Neptune, and Neptune is about like our dreams or like illusions sometimes and things like that. So there could be something here. See, like the subconscious psyche is coming in. So there could be like an element of illusions being destroyed in this job as well, and kind of getting more grounded in reality, seeing things as they really are versus like our fantasy of what it is. And maybe that's like a message just about your job or career life in general. I think a lot of us have this tendency to like, we like fantasize about having a dream job. And maybe some of you are learning that like, it doesn't have to be like that, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and close out your reading with some time frames just to kind of see when this may come through for you, pile 2. So we've got the message of Cancer season coming in. So that's going to be like late June to July. And then we also have Aquarius season coming in, which would be January, right? Like January, February time frame. So those are the seasons of significance. There are a lot of people watching this video, so there may be one specific time frame that resonates more for you depending on when you're watching it or your personal situation. So just take those time frames and see how they come out for you. All right, you guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and close this out for you, pile 2, but definitely drop me a comment down below and let me know how this message resonated with you. Is this a job that you've been actively looking for? What is this job? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. If you all selected this moss agate, this will be your reading all about your next job. So I'm going to start by looking into like the qualities and characteristics of this job, and then make sure you guys stay till the end because I'm going to be channeling some time frames to see when it's coming through for you, potentially. So we start off your reading with the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Cups. And we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. So the first thing I want to point out here for you, pile 3, there's a lot of messages hitting me at once, so give me a minute. Number 1, I think that this is a role that you will have a lot of emotional connection to because we have 2 cards of the Suit of Cups, and this is telling me that you guys will be loving what you're doing. There's some sort of emotional satisfaction that you're getting out of this job. Like you will love it, is what I feel. I'm also seeing a common theme of you having to work together with other people. So for some of you with this 2 of Cups, this could actually be some sort of like a business partnership or a business venture. For some of you, you might actually be working together with like your romantic partner in certain instances or a friend. But in other instances, this is just about like partnership and collaboration really being a central focus of this job. You guys also have the 3 of Pentacles. So the work that you guys are doing is also going to be collaborative. I also think for some of you, the work is going to be creative too, because you can see we have this scene here of like, you know, an artist painting her subject here. And then we've got someone here giving feedback. Like they're working on this together. So the work will be creative, but the work will also be highly, highly collaborative. We also have the 4 of Cups. And also one other thing, I'm sorry guys. For some of you, I feel like this is a job where you may be outside a lot. Like maybe it will require you to go out into nature. Like we have a beach scene here. I don't know why, like that. And then we have this girl that's like sitting outside. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like you could be outdoors at times in this job for some of you. So we also have the 4 of Cups. So I think with the 4 of Cups coming in, this is telling me that I think sometimes in this job, you might struggle to maybe receive the help. Because like this is an energy of like being a little closed off. So it's like even though there's help being offered to her, she's got her little arms crossed and she has her shirt on that's like, I'm over it. I don't want your help. I'm not even seeing it because I'm preoccupied on what I'm doing. So there could be an element of like not wanting help or not always wanting to receive help that's being given to you. I also feel like for some of you, this job maybe will be offered and you might miss the offer at first, or you might not see it as a good opportunity at first. So what I would say to you, pile number 3, is like, as you're interviewing, as you're looking for a job, if something feels blah to you when you first see it, I would encourage you to give it a second look, because sometimes looks can be deceiving, and because maybe like when it's presented to you, it's not exactly what you thought you wanted, or something about it isn't exactly feeling like exciting to you. I think that probing deeper, giving it a closer look, you might be pleasantly surprised, okay? So don't judge a book by its cover, I guess is what I'm saying with that. I also think that with the Four of Cups, you might run into times with this job where things don't feel as exciting, right? Like maybe you get bored, or maybe you're like wanting to isolate from some of the people or the partnership energy that we have going on here, which is fine. Maybe some of you guys are more introverted anyway. So there's going to be moments here where you're going to want to just kind of stick to yourself and maybe not want to have to deal with other people. Okay, so let's continue. Let's see. So we have God. This talks about benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Okay. We also have the Gambler. Willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Yeah. I think with that Gambler energy coming in, there's certainly an element of taking a risk in this job. So maybe like if you guys are jumping into some sort of like a business venture or a business partnership here with someone, this could be something that you're doing that feels risky. Like you're just kind of out there on a limb, and maybe other people have given you feedback in your life that, like, you know, they don't think that it's the right move for you, for some of you. But this is also talking about being willing to follow your intuition and take risks in this role. And that could be why maybe that Four of Cups energy is coming through, because maybe whatever sometimes is offered to you in this role doesn't feel like it's intuitively in alignment at times. This Gambler energy also talks about relying on luck rather than hard work. And I'm not saying you guys are like this, but this could also be where this Four of Cups energy is coming from, because maybe there's an element of dissatisfaction with results or thinking that things should be farther along than they actually are. But Spirit is saying to like watch out for this, because sometimes things don't just fall out of the sky. Maybe some of you are doing an online work or online business or something with that Four of Cups. Like you see how her cell phone is next to her there. So this is just Spirit telling you, like, things don't always happen overnight, and you have to be patient and you have to work hard. So maybe this dissatisfaction energy is coming from things maybe not happening as quickly as you would like. You know, because we do, even though we have Pentacles here, the Three of Pentacles doesn't always mean like, oh, I'm going to be rich and successful like right away. This is an energy of learning and growing and collaboration and working hard. Like you're working your way toward that through doing something you love with people, and it's going to take a little bit of time to grow, okay? Like you guys have a long way to the Nine of Pentacles, which is when we have all the success, right? So the God energy coming through, benevolence and compassion. I think this really ties in well with this energy of like the Two of Cups. So whatever work you guys are doing, there's definitely an emotional connection here to it, and an emotional connection to the people that you're with, whether this is someone you're in business with or someone that you're helping out there with your work. This also could be something that you're feeling very spiritually guided to as well. Maybe there's a spiritual connection to this role too. All right, we have the Six of Wands, victory and success. And we also have the Two of Wands, the waiting game. Yeah, this is all coming together really well. So I definitely see that there is going to be success in this role. The Six of Wands is certainly an energy of having a lot of eyes on you. It is an energy of being successful in what you're doing and being celebrated. Maybe some of you guys are creating something that's really going to stand out to the public. Like this for me is a very public energy. You're really out there, people are seeing you, you're gaining exposure, and people are celebrating you for sure. I also think that this is an energy of you guys having to take the lead in order to achieve this victory and success, because the Six of Wands is talking about kind of taking charge of a situation, like taking control of the situation, stepping up as a leader, and going after what it is you want, leading a team, if you guys are leading a team or a partnership, really being in that leadership, driving in the driver's seat, if you will. And then with the Two of Wands coming in, This is all tying together really nice with those messages about the Four of Cups and the Gambler. So like the Two of Wands is just about saying like, you know, there's going to be a period, I think, in this role when you first start where it's going to take time for things to really take off for you. Right now, this feels very much like we're in the building phase of something. It really feels like a business, like a new business partnership or something like that. So you guys are going to have to let me know what it is in the comments. But there may just be this energy of feeling like we're going around and around in circles and things aren't quite blossoming yet. But this is about needing to be patient and needing to take time. And the Two of Wands is also about needing to do exploration. So while you guys are letting your little seeds plant and grow, this is a great opportunity to explore and expand your horizons and try new things with what you're doing. Because these new things can also help you to gain more exposure. It can help you to grow. And it can also help you to just like expand your knowledge and better know what direction you would like to go in. Okay? We also have the Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Oh, this is such a good card, you guys. So it's like, whatever you guys are moving into is something that's going to genuinely make you feel really good. It's going to make you really happy. This is talking about personal healing and happiness. So for me, it definitely feels like this job you guys are doing is like, it's more about your personal life too. I think that a lot of you might be wanting to manifest a career where you can have some personal balance and personal happiness. So that it's like your work isn't always about like working for someone else. The work is something you're doing that actually feels personal to you and it feels helpful to you in your life. And there's like that balance there for you. So this is beautiful energy. I think it's just going to take a little time to build it. We also have the Scissors, necessary ending, removal, separation, and disconnect. Yeah. So I think in order for this to come in, you guys will be needing to sever ties with something else. That's no longer serving you. And I also think that this job is a way for you to disconnect or maybe end something else in your career that's not really serving you in your highest good anymore. Okay. So pile 3, let's get some time frames for you and just kind of see when this may present itself to you. So we've got the waning moon coming in. So you can look up and see like when the waning moons will occur online. This can also be symbolically talking about with the Scissors, like waning moons are about like when the full moon is slowing down, like it's slowing into the new moon energy. So this is like a new beginning that's coming once you're able to end something else, complete something else. Oh my God, we also have the waxing moon. That's so funny. So the waxing moon is talking about like building something new, right? The waxing moon is when we go from, right? Is that right? I think waxing is when we go from waxing is when we go from the new moon to the full moon, and the waning is when we go from the full moon to the new moon, right? If I'm wrong, you guys just don't roast me in the comments. Sorry. But I would definitely, for this group, I'd be looking at the moon phases because this is talking about these specific phases being really important to the manifestation of this work for you. And I also think there's that symbolic meaning here too about like, whenever something closes out in your life is when this is going to be able to build for you. Like it feels like it's really up to you to just make that move to like sever ties with something in your life that's holding you back from this. So there's a need here for pile 3 to close out a chapter in order to start a chapter. And I think this is why Spirit didn't really give you a specific time frame, because it feels like this coming in for you is more about you doing it for yourself. It's kind of in your control. So it can start whenever you want it to, but you just have to be willing to let go of the things that need an ending right now. So very cool, pile number 3. Please drop me a comment down below and let me know what this is that you're working on, how it resonated. If it is some sort of like new business that you're doing, let us all know what it is so we can come support you. But yeah, thank you all so much for taking the time to view this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.